Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan for the second game of 4 in our Football Feast coverage. We've got quite an NFC North matchup for you here today. The Detroit Lions play host to the Chicago Bears. Thanksgiving football, a tradition here in Detroit, and the Lions are having a great season coming into this game. They are 10-1 for the first time since 1934. This is a far cry from the dark days of 2008 and other years when the Lions finished the season with abysmal records. Now Detroit, picked by many to go all the way to the Super Bowl, they look to improve to 11-1 as they go up against the Bears here. Lions in first in the NFC North, Bears are fourth and last. Let's see who comes out on top today. Lions are going to get the ball to start this off, and this is carried out from 25 to bring out the former Los Angeles Ram, number 16, Jared Goff, quarterback leading the offensive line out onto the field. And last season he had 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,575 yards, 407 completed passes. As we get set to get this game underway, I want to thank you for joining us. Football Feast continuing. We're going to have Dallas hosting New York coming up later today. Thanksgiving traditions and traditional venues. From Detroit to Dallas we go. This first pass eventually incomplete. Receiver did have possession, but it tumbled out of his hands as he went down. 2nd and 10 here on the 25 for Detroit. There's the snap. Goff looking for a pass once again. Throws it towards the sidelines, and it is going to end up in the hands of Sam Laporta. That's going to move Detroit up to the 36, 11-yard gain for the home team, as Dan Campbell gives his orders from the sidelines. We last saw Chicago against the Green Bay Packers, and that was quite an interesting game. The Snow Bowl, first snow game we've had this season. And in case you're confused, that's ULTRASPORT continuity. What a breakaway here. The 20, the 10. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, he is. Amon-Ra St. Brown with the first touchdown of the game. What a run for the wide receiver. We're going to see this again as the fireworks go off around Ford Field. This is caught at the 42. Throw was at the 28. He manages to just break away, gets all the way to the end zone, and Detroit starting this off with good morale. Early touchdown for the Lions. We're just a few seconds into this one. Point after touchdown will be good. And it's 7-0. 3 plays, 76 yards, and there it is. 31 seconds of game time here on that scoring drive for Detroit. And if you're Matt Eberflus standing there on the sidelines, now you've got to start planning. This will be taken out past the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. Return carried out to the 28 as Caleb Williams enters the field for the first time here today. Williams leading the offensive line. Rookie here. First pick, I believe, in this year's draft for Chicago. He hasn't seemed to have had much of an effect on the team so far. As I mentioned, Bears are 4th in the NFC North. Williams sends it into the air. Is it going to be touchdown for touchdown? Did he make the catch? No. Intended for DJ Moore. And if you're going to go for a risky play like that, best do it on first down. I believe I said this last night as well when we were in Green Bay. Stayed in the Midwest here. We went from Green Bay to Detroit. Green Bay, again, a very snowy game as the Dolphins defeated the Packers 21-14. This is going to give Chicago first down. Bears move up to the 40. as Jared Goff sits on the sidelines. Chicago, of course, massive underdogs coming into this game, but we've seen upsets before here on ULTRASPORT. We saw one last Tuesday. Steelers. Or no, I'm mistaken. That was the real game. My apologies. Different continuities, different universes. Handoff here, and it is going to be DeAndre Swift getting up to the 45. Bears past the 50 as they enter Detroit's territory for the first time in this game. Williams, you see they're going over things as Eberflus hopes they can pull something off here. It's early in the game, but you want to go touchdown for touchdown. You want to keep the game even. We saw that in Green Bay last night. It was a close game. Miami winning by a touchdown. Good back and forth there from the two teams. Bears looking to keep that pace here today. Williams fires it away. Pass is caught. Does he have a clear path? Doesn't look like it. And Keenan Allen moves Chicago up to the 5. Bears, you may say, are in scoring position deep in the red zone now as we take a look at this again. First and goal coming up on the 5. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter here in Detroit, but do not fret. We've got a lot of football action for you. Handoff to Swift. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. Chicago with the equalizing score as DeAndre Swift takes the ball into the end zone. Here's the replay. Again, not much to say here. They started at the 5. He gets through the chaos. And now, provided they make the point after touchdown, it will be 7-7 in this NFC North rivalry matchup. Again, we're still in the early going, but I'm interested to see if this is going to be a close game as it is right now, or if one of the teams is going to find some way to break out and take a multiple score lead. 7 plays, 73 yards, 2 minutes, 20 seconds of game time on that scoring drive for Chicago. A minute and a second to go in this first quarter, and it's a first quarter that's seen a lot of action. One possession for each team, one touchdown for each team. Lions will get the ball now, the 10-1 team hoping to keep that touchdown streak alive. This is taken out past the 30 and all the way up to the 33. Good return there for Detroit as Jared Goff leads the offensive line back out on the field. There's the snap. Handoff here. Can he get through? David Montgomery gets 3 yards on that play. Lions move up to the 36 as this new possession begins. Packed house here at Ford Field. The traditional Thanksgiving game being played here in Detroit. And as I said, we'll be in Dallas later as those traditions continue. And he's still up. Got all the way to the 49. Did Montgomery. And that's going to take us, I think, into the final whistle of the quarter. The score at the end of the first, Detroit 7, Chicago 7. Looks like the Lions are going to try for one more play. 4, 3, 2. They did get the snap. Handoff to Montgomery. He's down to 48. We'll be right back. So we're back for the start of the second quarter here at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. NFC North rivalry matchup here on Thanksgiving Eve between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. Montgomery, with the opening rush, gets up to the 43. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here for Detroit as the Bears hope to somehow force the Lions to give up the ball. But this is a team that's been that is currently 10 and 1, and they haven't had a record like that against 1934. Easily gonna get the first down here as Montgomery gets yet another rush. It's his 5th of the day for a total of 26 yards so far. Lions move a couple of yards up to the 41. They secure the first down to stay alive with this possession. Moving closer to the end zone here as we see the snap to Goff. He'll chuck it away, and that was Jameson Williams getting the catch for Detroit. Lions move up to the 28 there. And Matt Eberflus looking dismayed as we make our way into the second quarter here. Gonna have the halftime show for you coming up, which will be a preview of our next game here today. That's going to be Dallas hosting New York. Trying to break through here is Goff. Finds a receiver in the end zone. Jameson Williams makes the catch. Absolutely incredible how they turned that around. Wow. Goff's running around, looking confused, looking for a receiver. He finds Williams all the way in the end zone. Makes the catch, goes down, but goes down with 6 more points on the board for the Lions. 13-7. Detroit up by a touchdown here on Thanksgiving Eve. Point after will be good, and it's 14-7. 7 plays, 66 yards, 2 minutes, 25 seconds of game time, and a scoring drive that ended quite abruptly. Lions take the lead once again. And now Caleb Williams and company will hope to keep this even. Chicago will receive the ball to start the third quarter. So if they can score here and prevent Detroit from, if they can score a touchdown here and prevent Detroit from scoring in the rest of the quarter, Bears might have a chance to take the lead when the second half comes around. Getting up to the 2-minute warning here. There's the snap. Williams will find DeAndre Swift, and it's a gain of 6. Chicago up to the 28, 2nd and 4 in a matter of moments. Amon-Ra St. Brown, you saw there moments ago on the sidelines. He had the first touchdown of the game for Detroit. And this will take us to the 2-minute warning. 14-7. Lions again up by a touchdown here at Ford Field. Glad to have you with us on this Thanksgiving Eve. Personally, one of my favorite days of the year. Dunze with the catch at the 36 to give Chicago a first down. And it's always worth noting, both teams with all 3 timeouts. We'll see how they play a factor in this final minute and under 40 seconds. No huddle on that play for Chicago. Fired away here. Good deflection. He got out in front. This pass intended for DJ Moore, but it's blocked. 2nd and 10. Just got to commend that effort there. Incomplete pass as Williams goes for distance. There's the snap. 2nd and 10 here. Fired away. Pass is caught this time. They tried it again. He got it. Bears up to the 25. And some say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Say what you want, but they got the same result. They got good results here. As DJ Moore makes the catch, bringing Chicago way up past the 50 to the 25. Williams fires it away. Pass will be caught here by Cole Kmet. He's down at the 15 to give Chicago a gain of 9 yards as we enter the final minute of the second quarter. Bears looking for that second touchdown. Big contrast, big discrepancy between these two teams. Detroit first in the division, Chicago last. As this will go into the end zone. Rome Odunze makes the catch, and the Bears with the equalizing score. Just seconds to go before halftime here. And unless Jared Goff and company can pull something spectacular off, it looks like we will be tied going into the half. Odunze makes the catch. And with this point after touchdown, it'll be 14-14. I'll assume that they make it because we've seen some pretty good kickers here in this season so far. And once again, this is good. 6 plays, 77 yards, a minute, 54 seconds of game time. 33 seconds to go before the half. And again, both teams with all 3 timeouts. We'll see how this unfolds. Chicago is going to receive the ball in the third quarter. I mentioned that earlier. So if you're the Lions, you want to somehow jump out to the lead before that eventuality. And for Chicago, this possession that Detroit has, this is very important to the game. Because here's the chance for the Bears to turn the tables. If they can prevent Detroit from scoring, they're going to have a clear course to the lead once the third quarter gets underway. But Goff is going to try to prevent that. It's incomplete. Struggle for the ball, but neither man gets it. That was intended for Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions stay on the 29, 2nd and 10. There's the snap. Fired away quickly here, and Williams with the catch as the Lions use their first timeout. 20 seconds to go. Detroit moving up to the 42 there. Again, you got to use those timeouts to your advantage. Detroit could pull something big off here. We'll see if they succeed. 1st and 10, again on the 42 here for the Lions. There's the snap. And this will be Jameson Williams, but there is a flag on the play. See what happened here. It is holding against Detroit. Sam Laporta will make it 1st and 14 as the Lions move back to the 38. 15 seconds to go. Goff is going to go for distance again. Incomplete. And here, now is the time where you go high risk, high reward. 12 seconds before the half. Now is the time to go for the long pass, the Hail Mary, the exciting play. Another timeout taken by Denver here as Laporta gets the catch. Not enough to give him the first down as the ball is thrown to the player who got them the penalty in the first place. 7 seconds, 3rd and 5. There's the snap. Goff waiting. Does he want to go big? Time's running out. There's the throw. Pass is caught, but he's not going to get anywhere. Lions at the 23, and that'll take us to halftime. Tied 14-14 between these two rivals. So it could be anyone's game here at the half between the Bears and the Lions as we welcome you once again into the ULTRASPORT halftime show. It's been mentioned before that this is not the only game we'll be covering today. After this, we'll be halfway through the football feast and the second half kicks off in Dallas. You are now looking live at AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants will prepare to do battle this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Taking a look at the NFC East standings after Week 12, you can see the Cowboys are 4-7, the Giants are 3-8. They're on the bottom half of the division. Philadelphia leading 9-2. A 9-2 record, and the Commanders 6-6. And a big shout out to Saquon Barkley on Sunday night, getting the ninth most yards by a single player in an NFL game. Great performance from him, and I say this both as a commentator and a fantasy football player. We're going to go back to the field. It's 14-14 between Chicago and Detroit. Stay tuned for the conclusion of this NFC North rivalry matchup. Excuse my lack of enunciation. Chicago to receive, kicking off this third quarter. And now the Bears, I mentioned it in the first half, they have a chance to go into the lead. They've got the clear path. It's 14-14, and the odds now starting to go in Chicago's favor. But they have to make the most of this possession as Caleb Williams returns to the field with the offensive line in tow. Return is carried out to the 25 as we get underway here in quarter number 3. This is a handoff to DeAndre Swift, and it's going to be a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 coming up as the Bears get to the 30. And the third quarter has officially begun here at Ford Field. We want to again thank you for joining us on this Thanksgiving Eve traditional Ford Field Detroit Thanksgiving game, as this will be caught by Keenan Allen. He's down at the 47. First down there for Chicago. Good start to this possession for the Bears. They can keep this going. They will indeed turn the tide. 3 yards away from the 50. Bears on their own 47. Here on 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Handoff to Swift this time. Interesting move. It's only going to be a gain of 1. He's down at the 48. 2nd and 9 coming up now. Bears with a chance for a big upset here today. I've mentioned it. I'll keep mentioning it. Lions are 10-1 going into this game, and they have that record for the first time since 1934. Think about that. It's 2024 right now. This is the first time in 90 years that the Lions have been 10-1. There's been a lot of misery in the history of Detroit's football team. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast the infamous 2008 season, where I believe they went winless. This is going to be caught here by Keenan Allen. He's down at the 37. Chicago looking to hand Detroit only their second loss of 2024. They've really turned this team around. Made it to the playoffs last season. Couldn't go all the way. Now many are saying that they might go up against Kansas City in the Super Bowl in New Orleans. That's a while away, however. And right now, Cole Kmet makes the catch to move Chicago up to the 31. Dan Campbell watching from the sidelines. Time ticking down in the third quarter. This is going to be a handoff to Swift. And it's 3rd and 5. Interesting move there by Chicago. And you want, a field goal will give you the lead, but it's ultimately not worth it. You need a touchdown here. You need the insurance, because if Detroit score and you only have a field goal, obviously it's simple math. then the game is in their favor. 4th and 2. Couldn't go all the way. Keenan Allen gets the reception there. Goes out of bounds on the 29, and the Bears will indeed bring out the kicker. We'll see how this goes for them. From the 36, the kick is up, and it's good, and the Bears have the lead for the first time in this game. 17-14 in favor of Chicago, but I emphasize the importance of a touchdown. It seems that Detroit will, how do I put this? It's very likely that the Lions will be able to turn this around, and you know, they do score a touchdown. It's obviously a 4-point game, not much of a, it's not a touchdown lead, as we see some of the highlights of Jared Goff here today as he leads the offensive line back out onto the field. Lions scoring 2 touchdowns today. First one credited the reception to St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then it was Jameson Williams for the second. 168 total passing yards for Detroit here today, as the Lions look to improve to 11-1. Goff almost went down there. Oh, interception! Interception! And that has changed the tide of the game. Tyreek Stevenson gets the catch to the sound of Ford Field's booing. And that may be the crucial moment in this game that turns it in favor of the Bears. Who needs a touchdown? You got a second chance. And unless there's a big loss of yards, they're on Detroit's 26. Even if they go to 4th down, they're basically guaranteed 3 more points unless it's a long kick or somehow the kicker misses. Is it going to be a 1-play touchdown? It is. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. DJ Moore makes the catch. And I dare say Chicago may get the upset after all. Absolutely incredible sequence of events that we've just seen here. It's 23-14. It's a 9-point game. And that may have secured it for Chicago. And I don't intend to sound biased here towards one side or another. I hope I don't come off that way, but it's just a very exciting moment. Chicago, the underdog here. Now they've got a 10-point lead over a team that's 10-1. Looking to hand them only their second loss of the season. This Detroit team that, as I've mentioned throughout the course of this game, underwent so much misery. For them, it's a loss that doesn't matter that much. They'll be 10-2. Maybe knock them down a peg in regards to seeding, but still a pretty good team as this return is carried out to the 35. And, of course, it's not over yet. Detroit, with a touchdown here, would make it 24-21. That's and obviously I'm factoring in the extra point. 24-21, that's a 3-point game. As long as they can keep Chicago from scoring a touchdown and they score a touchdown themselves, they'll have the lead. Or, yeah. Quite a situation as we go to the 4th quarter. Chicago 24, Detroit 14. Well, if you were to describe this game in one word, it would be roller coaster, although that may be two. Detroit had the lead in the early going. We were tied at halftime, 14-14, and now in the third quarter, Chicago with a game-changing interception, get a touchdown one play later. At a field goal from earlier, it's 24-14, a 10-point lead in favor of the underdog team here at Ford Field. We're in the early going of the fourth quarter. Detroit already breaking out the no-huddle offense as Goff will fake the handoff here, move in for the pass. And if you're a Detroit Lion, maybe a bit of recent PTSD activated from that deflection, because not much difference. Well, there is difference, but a few different variables, and that could have been an interception as well. Gotta be careful. 2nd and 10 on the 48. Not as much distance here as the catch is made by Jameson Williams. However, it's 3rd and 4 as Caleb Williams sits on the sidelines. Detroit past the 50 on Chicago's 46. No huddle for this play. Goff waiting, fires it away, incomplete. And now it's 4th down. And I presume, well, no, not necessarily. I was going to say I presume Detroit will send out the kicker for this, but they're on the 46. This may very well be a punting situation. But of course, it's the fourth quarter. You've just got to go for it. Down by 10. Can they pull something off? Yes, they can! Williams with the catch. He'll get up to the 26. 20-yard gain for Detroit there as they pick up the first down. Hoping to make this 24-21. The Lions aren't going to go down without a fight here on Thanksgiving Eve. Again, no huddle. There's the snap. Goff fakes the handoff. Waiting here. Sends it into the air. Did he make the catch? Well, obviously he made the catch, but what I mean by that is, was he in the end zone? And it doesn't look like it. Ruling on the field is 2nd and 10 at the 26. I would certainly like to see that in depth, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to, as Goff finds Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had a touchdown earlier today. 3rd and 4th, 20 for Detroit here as we come close to the 2-minute warning. There's the snap. Goff fakes the handoff. Waiting. Sends it away. Pass is caught! And the 2-minute warning kicks in as the Lions move up to the 1. Well, there you go. 1 yard for a touchdown. Should be pretty easy, don't you think? But the real battle, oh, looks like they're going in passing formation here. The real battle now is preventing Chicago from scoring, as this will be caught by David Montgomery. 3rd touchdown of the game for Chicago. It's 24-20. There is not much celebration. This is serious business. Point after touchdown will be good to make this a 3-point game. 10 plays, 64 yards, 2 minutes, 28 seconds of game time. All right, so I was breaking this down at the end of the third quarter. We've got 1 minute and 55 seconds to go. If you're the Lions, what you want to do is force Chicago to 4th down. And if they kick a field goal, so be it. You can still tie it with a touchdown and win with an extra point. But you have 1 minute and 51 seconds to do all this. And Caleb Williams will bring the offensive line out onto the field once again. Detroit they would really be hoping to catch a lucky break here and emulate Chicago by getting an interception of their own. 1st and 10 on the 29. Here's the handoff. goes to DeAndre Swift. He's stopped at the 31, gain of 2, as the Lions use their first timeout. It's all on the defense now to force Chicago to 4th down. And I said before, if they score, you need it to be a field goal. If they score a touchdown, the game's over. 2nd and 8 on the 31. Handoff. Are they going to stop him? Yes. Timeout taken once again, 3rd and 2. And now Detroit with a chance to turn this around. But it's the 4th quarter, which means they might go for it on 4th down. Are they going to go for a running play again? Looks like it. They stop Swift. 4th and 1. Last timeout used by the Lions. You can cut the tension with a knife. Williams is on the sidelines. They have indeed brought out the punter. The Lions are going to get a chance at redemption. There's the kick. And it looks like a touchback. Lions out to the 20. Jared Goff, 13 for 20, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns today. And it looked dismal. It looked dismal at the end of the 3rd quarter for Detroit. They're not out of the woods yet. 3 points to tie, a touchdown to win. What a game this has been. This is one of the best games we've seen all year. Gonna play it safe, throws towards the sidelines. Receiver is Sam Laporta, and he goes out of bounds. I call it the poor man's timeout. That's gonna stop the clock. Lions have no timeouts left, and I assume the Bears know that using timeouts are only gonna help the opponent. 1:28 to play. It's basically my catchphrase at this point. Time is one of the most important resources in a football game. Goff sends it away for an incomplete pass. Just able to avoid the sack there. In this absolutely incredible conclusion to our first game of 2 here today. 2nd and 10 on the 33. The snap, the pass, the catch. And it's 3rd and 4. And the clock's going to run. 2 more plays. If they can stop him twice in a row, Bears win the game. But if the Lions are somehow able to break through this, they may have a chance. At a certain point, you got to think about going for distance. Towards the sidelines. There it is once again. Clock stopped, out of bounds. There you see Jake Bates, the kicker. Field goal would tie this. Touchdown would be an epic conclusion. We have entered the final minute. 56 seconds to go. Absolutely incredible action we've seen here today at Ford Field. As Goff again towards the sidelines, out of bounds, clock stops. You want to keep throwing it in that direction. Amon-Ra St. Brown, by the way, with the reception on this one. Gain of 7. Lions past the 50, up to Chicago's 48. There's the snap. Pass is caught, but this is going to let the clock run. Got to go with no huddle. Sam Laporta, I believe, had the catch there, if I'm not mistaken. 36 seconds. Crucial here. Absolutely crucial. We've entered the final half minute. Such drama at Ford Field. Goff fires it away. Pass is caught. Lions win. Absolutely incredible. Touchdown, Detroit. And with 22 seconds, that may be the comeback securing play. Jamison Williams with his second touchdown today. Here's the replay. And now 22 seconds. Bears on the backhand. And assuming they make the point after, it's going to be a 4-point game, which means Chicago will need a touchdown. Absolute ecstasy for the Lions. Agony for Chicago. What a game. What an incredible game. 1 point for insurance. 7 plays, 81 yards, 1:12 seconds of game time. This was nothing short of incredible. And now, if you're Caleb Williams, you gotta go for distance. Lions will be hoping this doesn't end in a touchback. It is caught behind the 5. Taken out past the 30. Good return here up to the 36. 16 seconds. You can see him in passing formation. One word, distance. Throwing towards the sidelines. This will move Chicago up to the 44. Out of bounds, 12 seconds. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for the desperate move, desperate attempt. Lions somehow overcome, provided Chicago doesn't score a touchdown within these 12 seconds. And yes, this is truly a Super Bowl worthy team. The hype is real. And Williams is going to run it. Timeout taken by Chicago. Bears have 2 timeouts left after this. Also a factor to be aware of. But you can't go for a field goal. You can't go for a field goal in this situation. The drama will come down to the last 5 seconds. As with a desperate attempt, the Bears will look for one more chance. Time runs out. Fired away. Incomplete. The final score, Detroit 28, Chicago 24. What a game here at Ford Field. We'll see you in a few hours from Dallas. Absolutely incredible.